So you don't like that side button? Like, you know, I reprogram. What is your side button? Is it still side? Are you on 16, right? The 16 Pro?
Yes, yes. I mean, that was a very big flex on your part, like
No, no,
just
no.
to
I feel
verify
I
that
feel
I
like,
was on
bro.
16.
I feel like everybody updated this
Just
year.
to verify, like I was one of the
I feel
cool
like,
kids.
yo, once they add buttons, your shit's out of, your
Yeah, yeah.
shit.
I just like how you
It's
was
time
just
to
like,
upgrade.
yeah, my side button. Because if you're not
Nah.
one of the cool kids, you can't sit at my table. You got an iPhone 13.
No,
Your family's poor. Like,
that's not the conversation.
but yo, that is so crazy to me. Like, yo, like, yes, you know what? Instagram, YouTube, everybody's watching the
Still
show.
talking to me.
Thank you. We're old, right? I've come to accept that. Like
So, are we
a
are we
cell
are
a
we
cell
live
phone,
again?
yeah, a cell phone is a hoopty,
Stop it.
right? A cell phone is a hoopty. Like I don't know, like a lot of the younger kids, they won't understand that. Like when you talk about a hoopty was like $1,100. You know what I'm saying? You get a hoopty for $800. That was a hoopty. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like a '86 Buick Regal. The two front tires don't match the two back tires. They bald as hell. You know what I'm saying? The
Times have
seats is cut up.
changed.
The seats cut up. The windows don't roll all the way. We got to get the pair of pliers to clamp on it to roll the window up. That was a whoopty. Now a cell phone is $1,500, $2,000, bro.
Yeah.
I'm walking around with a hoopty in my pocket.
Is this where we go in the conversation? Damn, bro.
No, like I really just sat down and I just
I
looked at
appreciate
how
that, man.
everything is. Like I made a little rant a few days ago.
Hmm.
I went into the store to buy some food. There's nothing crazy, just 2 cases of water. 2 cases of water, probably like 2 boxes of shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Something light, some plates. And I came out and I spent like $70. I'm like, yo,
Yo, it's
what?
insane. It's insane. Bro, it's so expensive to live. We eggs. Eggs. $9 for 12.
Bro,
$17 for 18. I'm like, yo, this math doesn't even make sense. I don't even understand how you charge $17 for 6 more eggs. I might as well. The math doesn't even make sense. But
what's real
what is
is
going? What did I miss?
the eggs ain't even the real eggs, bro. They ain't even come from real chickens. Why y'all hustling us, B? Like, y'all made these eggs, bro. These eggs are made, bro. Like, stop capping, bro. Like, these eggs are made, bro.
I'm gonna need you
This
to elaborate on this, bro.
you mean all right? A healthy chicken, right?
Yeah.
A healthy chicken can lay 1 to 2 eggs per day, if
Hmm.
I'm correct, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while. I grew up on a farm, but it's a long time ago. I'm old now, right? So if a healthy chicken can lay 1 to 2 eggs a day,
Hmm.
and usually the eggs are sometimes they come out semi-white, more of a cream color, brown, sometimes like a freckled eggs you'll get. But the white
This.
eggs that you find in stores, that's a lie. That's a lie. No chicken is really coughing out a pure white egg, bro. That's not happening, gang. Like that's not happening.
Okay. Okay.
It's usually it's
I
usually it's usually a cream color. Not and then if you look at the
does it matter
yolk,
to you? You
yeah,
are
it
you
does.
brown
'Cause
egg exclusive?
I like brown eggs, but pockets is tight. I'll take the fake white genetically modified egg at this point. You know what I'm saying? If you look for those you if you take a chicken, if you take a egg laid from a chicken, from a real chicken, right?
Hmm.
And the egg you buy from the store, and you crack the egg you buy from the store, the yolk is like a sunrise yellow, right? The egg from a chicken is a sunset color.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big
I
difference.
noticed that difference even between a brown egg and a white egg. I mean,
Right.
I get. uh, It's crazy that you actually brought this up. I was having a conversation with my wife just this past week, and she was like, "We should get chickens." I'm like, "What the?
Yeah.
We live in an apartment. What are you talking
So what?
about?
Just get
Where are we
two.
gonna put chickens?" It's just like, eggs are expensive. Look, we can save money on eggs if we get chickens. I'm like,
She ain't
babe,
lying.
babe, I love the
Listen to your
enthusiasm.
wife, bro.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. Bro, I
Listen to your
live in
wife.
downtown, man. Where the hell am I gonna
Bro. You got a roof?
where
You got a roof?
yeah.
Get you a
So
coop,
I'm
put
just
them on
going
the roof.
we got
Yeah.
hawks. We got hawks downtown LA. And
Okay.
they hunt
Keep them
the
boxed in.
pigeons. They
Keep
hunt
them boxed in.
cats. They
Keep
hunt
them boxed in. Bro, let me tell you something. This is
Yo, it
real.
gets hot on these roofs, man.
6 things. So what? You just have some
So
rotisserie
I
chicken
so
here.
so
Win-win.
am I sharing this chickens between the building? Is this
I would
exclusively
talk to
my
the
chicken?
building. If I were you, I would talk to all of my building mates and tell them, yo, let's go in on getting the chicken coop, all of us. Let's go in on investing in a chicken coop. And we all get a chicken coop and we all reap the benefits. It's gonna save money. Bro, it did 6 things cost $70?
Yeah, man, it's
That's
insane.
insane.
It's insane. It's crazy, man. I'm
Yo,
like, yo,
that doesn't even make sense, bro.
right. I'm in
Like,
the 12 items or less aisle, and it still came to over $100. I'm like, yo, there's something off. I ain't even getting no liquor. I'm like, there's something off right now with the economy.
what is the point?
It's insane.
Nah, this can't be it, man. Like, I was just telling my shorties, like, I might, babe, like, I might have to go back to stripping or something, bro. Like, we gotta make ends meet. Like,
Gigolo Carter, back in
yeah,
business, baby.
yeah, I might have to start going to old folks' homes and getting them SSI checks. You know what I'm saying? They might have to call me Heart Attack Carter. You know, start putting on that movie, that Heart Attack. You know what I mean? Look, I'm trying.
Oh man,
This is so
yeah, it's
crazy to
insane,
me.
bro.
Like, this is crazy because this is not. I don't believe this is the world that we were meant to live in. This is not what we were meant for. This is not the life that we were supposed to have. This is crazy.
What do you mean?
Bro, we are the only species that pays to live on this planet. We are the only species that fights each other for the space to live on this planet and destroys each other for the space to live on this planet. We're the only species that lives against the natural order of things on this planet. We're the only species.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. I mean,
all right. You want me to elaborate? I'll elaborate. They say the human body, right? We live with good and bad organisms, right? There's bacteria that's in our body that's not good for us. There's bacteria that's good for us. And it's a symbiotic process that our body exists in. You look at the earth as a whole, we are the pathogens on this planet. We are the bacteria on this planet that's hurting this planet. And when we become out of control, the earth in itself, that's a living organism, fights back. What we call natural disasters, floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis. It's the earth righting itself from the bacteria that's hurting it.
right.
We're hurting the planet. I don't want to sound like a whole tree hugging guy or Captain Planet guy, but we're hurting the planet. We're going against the natural order of what this planet is. We don't live in harmony with the planet anymore. Before, we would build homes in forests, around trees, with the trees. You could go and somebody would have a tree in in their living room, per se, like hypothetically speaking, right? Now we cut down these trees to build our living room.
Yeah.
We destroy, we deforest acres upon acres.
Evolution. I mean, as far as we're the only species that pays to live on this planet. We are the species that pays to live in a civilized society.
Are we civilized though? How civilized are we? Is that I think that's a lie.
We only can compare ourselves to our neighbors.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a joke when we call ourselves civilized. Mm-hmm. I think it's a joke.
How so?
I think it's a joke. How can we be civilized when we're bombing our own people? When I say our own people, our own species. I've never seen bears go, a polar bear go, I don't like them black bears, nuke them. Like, that's never happened, right? Like, that's never happened. You know what I'm saying? Ferrets aren't beefing with meerkats. Like, yo, I don't like them niggas. The way they be poking their head up, looking around and shit. Them niggas, I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are destroying each other.
Chimpanzee tribes of chimpanzees will easily go to war with territory with another tribe.
Okay.
Completely do everything they can to wipe them out. We know that Jesus Christ, what I forgot what the
you are smarter than I am, so no, I would expect you.
Yeah,
He's cooler. He's cooler.
I'm hitting a roadblock as far as the thought process.
No, I respect what you're saying. Like, I mean,
lions will fight for territory. Lions, they will kill. They will gladly kill another male and his offspring for territory and the ability to mate.
Yeah,
I mean, we will easily kill our neighbors for that ability to mate. Right. I don't feel we're no different than other species, other than the evolution that we've experienced. We've just evolved, and I get. Yes, we're destroying our planet at this point in time, but we're learning. You have to go. I mean, you have to crack a few eggs if you want to make an omelet. I mean, let's just tell it like it is. If you want to evolve, you're going to have to go through levels of destruction. If you're just discovering, okay, all right, we can make fire. And with this fire, we can totally change how our lives are. We can now cook food so we can kill the bacteria, so we don't necessarily kill our young children. We can now melt steel or iron ore to make steel. We can now build buildings with this fire. All right. So now with this fire, also let's discover what else does it do. Okay. Now if we take the energy and we go through a process of fusion, and then we convert it. Okay, now we see that, all right, now that this fire can, based on the mass, it can be an even bigger fire. So I'm now bombing and destroying because I got a bomb. And let's be honest, if you got a bomb, you're going to want to use that shit eventually. That just is how it is. Bro, if you had grenades in your house right now, you trying to tell me there isn't a day that you would have went out into the desert and just chucked one just to see what the hell it does? I mean, if you got guns, you're going to eventually use that shit because it's a powerful weapon and you just want to see what power is, what it looks like. And yes, I get it. What's that?
Did I tell you I had grenades?
He does not have grenades.
I don't have grenades. I want to make sure we know.
We don't know who's listening. No grenades, no bombs, no nothing.
But no, I get what you're saying. I completely agree with you. You're right, and you put it in that context.
We're ignorant. We're ignorant species, but we're learning as we go. You know, so I'm like, give us grace. Give our species grace.
Speaking of fire, what's going on a lot in Cali right now with the fires? And there's so many, like, my heart goes to those that lost their homes, lost lives. Shout out to all of the firefighters. Shout out to the inmates that's fighting the fires. All right? Let's do that. Let's shout out the inmates that's putting their lives on the line for their family members. Because they failed. They might have failed their family to get locked up, but they're paying for it by putting their lives on the line to save their families and even you as well. The people that hated them and castrated them and said, oh, they're nobody, and casted them out of the way. Not castrated. Casted them out the way and said, their families, fuck them, lock them up. They're fighting for you right now. They're fighting to save your homes and save your lives. So be a little appreciative. But when you say with fire, there's like a lot of, I would say, conspiracy theories behind that, right? There's a lot of conspiracy theories behind these fires. I can't feed into it. I don't.
I'm not gonna feed into it.
I don't know about.
Course.
Yeah, I don't know about. I think, like I said, nature, the planet will write things. Yeah, the planet will write what it has to write. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is the planet.
I
This
get
is the kind of renting everything. You know what I mean? But I was really worried because I know you were out there, and you know, people like my mom was just like, "Yo, is he all
Oh man,
right?
I appreciate
Is he
them.
good?"
All
Like,
the well wishes, everybody
yeah,
that took a moment to check on me and make sure that I'm okay. Really, bless y'all. Thank y'all so much. We are safe. Fortunately, we're downtown, so concrete jungle is not
I'm not gonna
necessarily
lie, right? I'm not gonna
fire
lie.
is not necessarily our biggest fear.
I'm not
But
gonna lie, people. I want y'all to know something. I am a selfish, self-centered son of a bitch. I was only worried about Mikey because I'm like, yo, I gotta find another host. Like,
you bastard.
I was like, oh man, crap. I gotta find another freaking co-host, man. Oh, you know, like crap.
That is gonna be a really good show.
Yeah, you know, it's either
Almost
that
time
or
for a thing.
yeah, or I could be like, reporting live from hell.
Yeah.
It's really hot right now. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
no, I was really happy. Like, I was really
But
worried,
but
man. Like,
really,
you know,
like
I
no
was really
joking
worried.
around. I'm really the people who have suffered, the people who have lost because of this fire. My heart goes out to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's it's sad, man. But you know, I hope this puts things into perspective. You know,
Absolutely.
don't ever get like you were saying. Don't ever get too comfortable. Don't ever
That's
get
right.
complacent. Don't ever think you're better than the next person because the universe or God, Allah, Jah, whoever you pray to, will find a way to humble you real quick. Will humble you in like with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? And
Life is all
I
about balance.
and that's all it is. You know, yin yang. You know what I'm saying? Up down. Like it's just about that. And it's just I'm just great. I hope that this passes, and it will. I mean, they all pass. But the conspiracy theories behind it is insane. The conspiracy, like they're like, yo, they were trying to build a smart city and they needed the space for it, so this is how they get the
Oh,
space. This is Hawaii all over again. What they did
what?
with Hawaii,
Oh
with
man.
the blue roof and the blue paint. And they mean since when concrete burn like that, dog, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And why we building houses in wood and we got smart cars, son? Why we can't just build houses, you know what I'm saying? Like just print them out, dog. I mean, you kinda got a point. Like we should be building homes that are fire retardant at this point in time. Let's be
Yeah,
realistic.
yeah, yeah.
Let
This is gonna be opportunity to really change how we design homes moving forward, and especially knowing that insurance is I, the horror
yo,
stories we've heard from these people that have that have lost something in the fire, knowing that the policies were canceled weeks before the fire began.
yo,
It's just
that was vicious. That I wanna shout out Rich Black Guy. Rich Black Guy. He's a content creator. He is a funny dude, bro. If y'all have the time, man, just look up Rich Black Guy. I'm not being paid to do this. This is just a funny brother, man. He did a skit with the fires, man. He was like a good neighbor. State Farm is there, and Jake shows up like, oh, whoa, nah, son, I'm out. And Jake dips out like, nah. And he was like, nah, motherfucker, you gonna come back like a good neighbor. State Farm is here. Come here, man. You won't give me my policy. Jake is looking at the policy like, please don't say full coverage. Please don't. Full coverage. Damn. Like, so I imagine that's what's happening, right? Like,
yeah.
these insurance companies like, fuck. We really gotta, and yo, he's like
Yeah.
telling Jake like, I want my house exactly how it was, brick by brick. All right, I want the
Right,
same.
right, right. That's the issues we're gonna come across. They're estimating that it'll probably take anywhere between 2 to 5 years to rebuild, depending on if your home was a special home or was it just a traditional style home. It could totally well. They're gonna start on the I guess the well, who am I to say where they start? But it really, this is it has so many components. I mean, we're dealing with insurance, we're dealing with
It's
developers,
nuts.
we're dealing with the people who've lost their homes,
But what
the
they're
victims of
saying,
the fires, and and yeah, this is, bro, this is going to be very complex, and I I think it's going to change the entire scope of just how we build homes and how we.
absolutely, we should. We should.
All
Why
right,
are
but
we still building the world?
I don't expect anybody really to get the same home they had,
Like
regardless of the insurance
where
policy. So,
all right, like where I'm from, right?
mm,
Like I'm Trinidadian. I grew up in Larken Rose. Um, our houses are hurricane proof.
yeah,
They're made out of concrete.
mm,
All right, so they're flat roofs. So there's no way a hurricane can blow your roof off. It's like 3 to 4 feet thick concrete, solid with the beams. The whole house is concrete, bro. The whole house is a concrete slab with the poles dug in like 8 to 12 feet down into the ground. Our homes are hurricane proof. We got louvers. We close the louvers.
dope,
We understand. So
dope.
even if a fire did happen in my complex, it did nothing. It burned some bush. That's it. Nobody's house. The
It
fire
burned
hit the
your house
wall.
and your house only.
Nah, it just hit a wall
Right.
and was like, damn, over here burn this bush. Like the fire, like, I might burn the house down. Oh shit, nah, son, this is
Yeah,
real. And
yeah,
go over here and you burn this bush down. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It makes me wonder because a lot of people were saying that their insurance coverages were dropped
Mm,
2 3 months prior to this fire occurring. So it does come off like maybe you guys were aware that something could happen because multiple insurance companies were dropping the fire insurance. So it's kind of a, why are you doing this and then this happens? It does look very suspicious. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but it looks suspicious. You know what I mean? It's like
on whose part? The insurance company part.
the insurance company part
So
and the government
you
in the
think
same
is
time.
they dropped the policy and then set everybody's house on fire?
I don't know. They're saying they want to do the smart city thing, and they need the space to build a smart city. This is the alleged conspiracy.
Yeah,
I'm not.
but
I'm just saying.
we're talking about the Pacific Palisades. We're talking about $1 million homes, bro. I mean, we're talking about celebrities. We're talking
Yeah,
about politicians,
yeah,
athletes who've
yeah.
lost.
Sacrifices got to be made.
It's
You got to
it's
break
not
some eggs to
typical
make an omelet.
that you would start with the top if we were going to
You
go
got to break
conspiracy
some eggs to
theory.
make an omelet, right?
Is it but it's like who's to benefit from that? I
I
mean,
mean, if we want to get into the conspiracy
I
joint,
mean,
right?
like let me tell you, there's been a real referendum on insurance companies lately. I mean,
Yeah,
started with Luigi, and now we're gonna find out if the insurance companies has everybody's back because of the fires. We're really gonna see if we need to move forward, or if we have to do something to, I don't know, evolve from
get
insurance
rid of
companies.
them. Get rid of
Yeah.
them. Like this is my thing,
But
right?
what
My
does that
thing is
look
this.
like, though?
If I pay for, I put it like this. I feel
Listen,
like
uh huh,
if I pay for insurance,
uh huh,
right, for whatever it may be, if
okay.
nothing happens at the end of that period, shouldn't I get a percentage of that money back?
I always thought that. I always thought that, but from their perspective, they're saying, well, we have employees,
No, I
we
don't
have
want all my
technology
money
that we're
back.
trying to update.
I don't want
We
all
can't
my
get
money
that
back.
money back, you know. So
Or give me a
listen,
percentage of my money back.
I'm for damn sure not on insurance side, but
Yeah, give me a percentage. Like if I'm
I feel
paying,
that same way too.
yeah,
I'm like,
give me
especially if I did what I'm supposed to do, I held the mind of the bargain,
I
I
ain't getting
made
a
my
car
payments
accident.
on time, right?
Yeah, I ain't never
Yeah,
been late. Should I not get a percentage of the
I
money
agree
that
with
I
that.
gave you
I agree
back?
with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
I think that is just a really callous thing to just sit there and say,
It's
well, we just gonna
insane
keep
that
your
not
money.
one insurance company has done that. Like, is this like an internal conversation that's going on
Absolutely.
right now? They're just like,
Like,
listen,
nah, we ain't giving
you
them
can't,
nothing.
because if you do it, we have to do it, and then it's
Yeah.
gonna be
So we all have to be on the same page. It's
right.
like if you say, you know what, you want to do this, know what we're gonna do, we're all gonna come together and buy you out. All right, how about that? And you still can't do nothing. I think
Right.
that's what it is because let's be realistic. If I'm a safe driver and I'm doing everything, let's just go for car insurance.
Mm.
And I've never been in an accident in 5 6 7 years. Should I not
Right.
get my money back every
Right.
pay cycle?
Right.
Give me a percentage back. I don't want all of my money, but if I'm paying you for the 6 months, 1,500 for 6 months, give me back like six, bro.
Yeah.
Like I take six. I ain't greedy. I take six. You know what I'm saying? But for you to tell me I'm gonna keep all your money and you gonna keep paying me your money.
Yeah.
Feels like extortion to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I read this book and it changed my view on the government in its entirety. It was written by I'll never forget this guy's name. A guy named Larken Rose. He has a podcast as well, very interesting podcast. The name of the book was The Most Dangerous Superstition Ever. Now, this thing was such a dope book because, put it this way, if you're driving, right?
Give me two. You got it handy. I mean, the title sounds interesting. You got it handy?
Yes, I do. Watch this.
Yo, give me two. I mean, just the title alone, I gotta hear this.
I mean, just so y'all know, people, I read. All right, this is the book. This is what it looks like when you look it up.
Okay, all right, Dangerous Superstition. Yeah, yeah.
Larken Rose. See, I know the man name. I mean, I don't just talk to talk, people.
Man,
I know some of y'all be looking at it. This still black motherfuckers be talking shit just to talk. No, I don't. I be reading. I actually read. You know what I'm saying? But he speaks of I'll give you an example. Let's say you're driving and the lights flash behind you. You're gonna pull over, correct?
It depends.
You see these emergency lights.
Right,
you look back. Emergency lights are right behind you. They're right up on you.
Okay.
Right. And you're like, yo, pull over. You're gonna pull over, right?
Okay. It depends on the color. It completely depends on the color.
Gentleman jumps out, and he has on this spiffy uniform and a shiny little badge. Can I see your license, registration, and proof of insurance, please? You give it to him, right? Because you respect the authority that you were programmed to believe is an authority over you, correct? Yeah. Someone knocks on your door, and they show a badge saying, I'm with the Internal Revenue Service or Department of Homeland Security. You have to pay a certain percentage of your gross income or we will take your home. You do it, right? It's property tax. You do it because it's an authority that you believe is over you, right? Now, let's do the same scenario. Me, dressed as I am dressed, try to pull you over. Hey, you see your license, registration, proof of insurance, my nigga. Are you going to respect that?
Of course not. But
okay.
Again,
wait. I knock on your door and I do the exact same thing. You gotta pay me a percentage or I'm gonna take you home. That's considered extortion, is it not? Dressed the way I am, that would be considered extortion, right? But because I have an authority over you or perceived authority over you, you follow suit. And he's saying that's what the most dangerous superstition is. Who put these people in charge of us if it was not us? Right?
So let me I'm just trying to clarify. So the superstition is that we tend to follow someone just because of the uniform?
We forget that we are the architects of the authority, right? But we tend to let it go.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that one.
All right.
Okay.
Prime example, January 6th, people were pissed off about that, right? A lot of people like, oh, how could they just storm the Capitol and do this and do that? The government was created by the people for the people. The government was supposed to be transparent. The people's information was supposed to be private. Somehow, it's backwards. The government is private and all of our information is transparent. The government, if you look at what government stands for, government is two Latin words, governe and mente. Governe is to control, mente is the mind and or the people. That's what government is. So when you hear government, we created the government to be for us, but somehow it got perverse and twisted and changed to where the government controls us and tells us what we can and what we cannot do. So when those people stormed the Capitol, they had every right to because they own the Capitol. They own the government. The government works for them. It is not the opposite way around. I'm not saying it was an okay thing. I'm not saying it was cool to do, but I understand why it was done. It might not have been the reason why it was done. It might not have been the reason why it was done.
Okay, I see a flashing light. I get pulled over. Someone in a uniform, they get out and they ask for my license and registration, and
Right.
proof of insurance.
Right.
They ask me to roll down my window and make sure I keep my hand on the steering wheel.
Absolutely.
I say, yes, sir. No problem.
Because you were programmed to respect that authoritative figure, that
ag-
image of authority.
Well, there was an agreement that I had
Right.
when I got my driver's license through the state.
That she was
in this agreement, it says that I have to have this information, and if I am if I am driving or operating a motor vehicle, I have to keep this information. I have to have insurance. I have to have this and that. That's the agreement that I basically sign up for when I get my driver's license. So when someone who has an authority, let's say a law enforcer, the law was basically in place to help me agree, because let's say there were accidents beforehand, and because of that they decided, let's put seatbelts in cars.
right.
Let's put airbags in cars. So we're learning basically that we need to make things safer. We need to change things, and we need to make sure that they have insurance, because we also have a lot of people that are doing hit and runs, and because of that, we need to make sure that you have the ability to pay for this person's vehicle just in case you get into an accident. So that law enforcer pulls me over, and they want to make sure that that I am living up to my standards of the agreement.
Okay.
I can't
So
necessarily okay.
Here's the question. Who put that person, who gave that person the authority over you, if not you?
Well, again, it's my agreement. It's my agreement to being right now being a citizen of the United States. There's an agreement as an adult male. I have to do this. I have to live up to this standard. I have to accomplish. Right.
Or lesbian, transgender, transzers, however you identify. It's not just male or female. We're not trying to act like
about me.
He's just speaking about himself. Okay, I just want to make sure. Cause I don't want anybody to say like you're being
for sure. You don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, uninclusive.
But yeah, it's an agreement that I have. It's an agreement that I make. It's like, all right, let's say I decide to take out a loan. I take out this loan. I'm irresponsible with it. I decide to buy a bunch of shit, and essentially, when it comes time to pay back the loan, they like, all right, we need our money back. This is what you agreed to do, so you need to do it. So as a responsible person, pay us our money back plus that interest, because that's what you said you would do if I give you the money. So
is it your money back though? Is it their money? Like, is it their money that? Okay, let me see. I just found it. I just found something. Page 150, right? Because I actually marked it down.
Dope. Yeah. Please.
I thought it was dope to me. I thought it was dope to me.
Please, yes, this is what we want.
That it was interesting. So it says, who in their right mind would sign a contract which did not bind the other party to everything? In DeShaney versus Winnebago, 489 U.S. 189, the Supreme Court officially declared that the government has no actual duty to protect the public. That blew my fucking mind. Pay attention to what I just said. That in DeShaney versus Winnebago, 489 U.S. 189, the Supreme Court officially declared that the government, and he put it in quotations, the government has no actual duty to protect the public.
I mean, but what is this in reference to? I'm curious.
Does that not bother you? Does that not bother you?
Well, I feel like that's the United States. I feel like, especially with what's in our food. I mean, I don't feel like
now starting to ban shit. Now trying to ban shit,
protecting us all along. But no, to an extent, I'm going to agree with you in the sense that essentially, yeah, the government has carried on as they don't have a responsibility to protect us.
But
But
guess what? The government was created
what,
for who?
what,
For the people, by the people. So how
yeah.
the fuck the government doesn't have a right to
Man, I
protect the
swear we
public?
are some indecisive ass people, man. Like, like what do we want from the
And
government? First,
then,
we want more
and,
government, then we want less
and then, no,
government,
no,
then
no,
we
no, no,
want
no,
them in
no,
our
no, no, no,
business,
no, no.
and then we
And
don't
then
want them in our business no more.
let's get it straight. You and I having this conversation, we're idiots because the government, the Constitution, everything this country stands on was not built to protect us. Period. Right? Let's get that straight. We never fucking mattered. The Constitution was not the Declaration of Independence. None of that was not written with a thought of niggas in mind. Let's be realistic. All right, the government wasn't created to save and help niggas. Let's be realistic. So us having this conversation technically is a
This
moot
is a
point, but it's
hard,
still a point that needs to
cold
be
fact.
discussed. But it
Absolutely,
still needs
yeah.
to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? You look at. I've said it before. You've heard me say it, and I'll keep saying it. The experiment that is these United States is coming to an end. It is coming to an end. All right. You can sit here and be like, "Oh, you on some black pride shit." Guess what? We African Americans, the way you classify us, African Americans, all right? We African Americans have fought in every single encounter this country has gotten into. Every single war. You have needed us to fight for you and then treat us like we don't matter to you. So you could kiss the darkest side of my ass. All right? The darkest side. I believe it to be the right. All right? All right? I remember watching these two little kids argue, and the one kid was like, "You kiss my ass." The other kid was like, "You kiss my ass. Your mom's a bitch, and your mom's a bitch." He said, "No, no. How about I spit my butt cheeks up and you kiss my asshole?" I said, "That little motherfucker won," because I've never heard that before. You can kiss my asshole. I will spread my cheeks. You can kiss my asshole. That is some gangster shit for a little kid to say. You just won this whole fight, and this is what we
Oh
should
man,
have said to these people that wanted us to fight in their war and help them win a war for a country that never accepted us and still
I don't think
hasn't
we were in a
accepted us.
position at the time to really,
No, we weren't.
to
But we were on
really
the way.
exclude ourselves from the
But you
war.
know what's crazy? I'm gonna say this again, right? Watch this, right? This is gonna sound so funny to you. I was just watching A Bug's Life last night.
Okay.
Right? I know it's gonna sound so random. But Hopper was saying to them, he's like, "Yo, the one ant stood up to you. Who gives a damn? Like, fuck it, man. It's just one ant." And he said, "Yeah, it's just one ant. It don't matter." And he threw a grain at him. "Did that hurt?" Like, "No, that didn't hurt." He's like, "Did that hurt?" "No, that didn't hurt." Then he dumped all the grain, and he said, "If one ant stands up to us, it'll inspire the others to stand up. They outnumber us 50-1. They can take us at any time, but they don't know it. So we got to keep our foot on their neck and keep the fear in them so they don't know that if they come together, they could stop us." And I sat there, oh shit, it's the same thing. We outnumber them. When I say them, those from the Caucasus Mountains, the enslavers, the oppressors, all right? We outnumber them
Where, in
100
the
to 1
world? In the world, or are you talking
in
about
the
the United States?
world.
And okay,
In the world.
okay,
And
yeah,
you know,
we have to make sure we specify that because the
in
United
the
States, we are
world, we
clearly
outnumber
outnumbered.
them. When I say we, this is how they divide us. They tell us, "You're Asian, you're Indian, you're Latino, you're this, you're not like them." But we are all the same thing. You know why we all the same thing? Because we all have two things, and they only have one. We all have skin melanin and neuromelanin. They only have
But they
neuromelanin,
do
and
the
they
same
lack
thing.
skin melanin.
They say you're French. They say no, you're German. They say
It's right.
they say
They
you're
divide
Irish. I
themselves.
mean, like
Right. They
li-
divide themselves, but
you're
don't get it
British, you're
twisted.
Irish. Aren't you
But
on
don't
the
get it
same
twisted.
island? What's going?
They quick to run together to downplay us. The entire scheme was to make us believe we were different from each other. They made Chinese and what Asian people in general think that they were better than us, right? One, because they understood the unity that Asian community carried. Then they'll tell Indian people, you're not Asian, you're on the same fucking continent, you're Asian. But they don't want you to hear that. You're separate from them. Then they turn around and drop the Suez Canal and split it and say, this is the Middle East. You're not African. You see how quickly they try to divide us. We outnumber them.
But they do it. I don't like, even in India, Pakistanis. Like they
That's
look,
what I'm saying.
Indians and Pakistanis look very, very, very similar.
Yeah.
They are basically at odds, even though their countries border. Pakistanis don't like Indians. Indians don't like Pakistanis.
Why?
Even though they look similar.
Because of what? Because of what?
Because of their tradition. Because of the way they
religion.
Okay,
but let's take a beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
The introduction of the concept of a devout faith in a religion. I may be wrong. I hope someone corrects me. I'm fine with that. I could be wrong. This is what I've paid attention to and learned on my own. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have no problem with that. Correct me, but correct me respectfully. If you correct me in a way that's disrespectful, I will tell you go suck your mother. All right? Religion was created to control. Was it not? Religion was created for control. The Europeans they created religion for the simple fact of controlling a people. Right? You're gonna get me started. I'm drinking, so I'm gonna get started.
So you're trying to say that Europeans alone created religion to
an example. I'm not blaming just them. Right? Okay. It's not just guns at them. But I put it this way. We all know the story of Moses, correct?
Uh-huh.
Moses was born in Egypt, right? Raised in Egypt, educated in Egypt, correct? We can agree on that, right? Moses was born in Egypt, educated, grew up in Egypt. So at the time that he existed, the main religion, the faith that they followed, it was monotheistic. I think it was created by, I want to say Akhenaten, not 100%, I might be off. But I know it's with an A. It might be Akhenaten. Huh?
We can just Google that real quick.
I think it was Akhenaten.
Just Google that while you explain it,
please. Akhenaten or Amenhotep. I can't remember the exact name. But that religion, it was based on the 42 affirmations. When you die, you go before God and you speak your 42 affirmations, right? And your 42 affirmations, there are questions and you make statements. I have not. Just bear with me. The story for Christianity, he goes up on the mountain, comes down with the tablets, and it was the 10 crack commandments. I'm like, Biggie. The 10 commandments. I definitely just said the 10 crack commandments. My bad. Pause. Right? But he came down with the commandments, and he said, the commandments stated that God owns the tablets, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not, right? This is Moses, who was born in Egypt, raised in Egypt, educated in Egypt. The 42 affirmations are in a book called Coming Forth to Day by Night.
Not Christianity though. He was an Israelite. He was an Israelite.
Okay, what religion is that? That they've been teaching us.
Judaism.
I could swear that Moses was Christianity too. I've been seeing that since I was a little kid. Well,
Christianity didn't come about until Jesus Christ.
I know. Since I was a little kid, I've been seeing this story about Moses coming down, you know what I'm saying? And it was Christianity. I don't care what you say, all right?
But we also have to remember that the New Testament was created later on.
Don't get me started on that. I'm gonna get there in a minute.
Moses all throughout the Old Testament. It was but
I'm gonna get there in a minute. Don't worry. What I'm saying is this, right? Uh-huh. You're telling me a man who was born in Egypt, educated in Egypt, raised in Egypt, never heard of the book of Coming Forth to Day by Night, aka the Book of the Dead, the 42 affirmations where it states when you die you are judged and you have to state the 42 affirmations. I have not killed. I have not stolen. I have not. But he comes down from a mountain with the exact same thing, but just twisted a little bit. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal.
Yeah.
But he was born, raised, and educated in the exact same place that this so-called story transpired. I say this, you don't need to believe me, you don't listen to me. You could go on YouTube right now, look up Dr. Joseph Ben Buchanan. Dr. Ben, he talks about this. This is a very well-educated man. Rest in peace to that man. I don't care what anybody says, like, but these are all knowledge. You listen to the story of Mary, the Immaculate Conception. Angel comes down, tells you will give birth to the Son of God, and you're gonna be immaculately conceived. You're gonna have a baby, and you're gonna come save the world. If you go to the temples of Luxor right now in Egypt, it's etched in the pyramids. The story of Osiris. The exact same story. Angel comes down, tells her she's going to give a birth to 300 something years before Christianity ever existed. So I say it to say that religion was created to control man. And to bounce off of that, I say to say,
I have no doubts about that.
right. And I say, to bounce off of that, I go right back to Larken Rose, right back to Most Superstition. We created government to protect us, believing that as a civilized society, as you say, we need a government, something to govern us and tell us where to set bylaws and guidelines.
Yeah.
And the government perverts itself and turns around and says, nah, we're not protecting you. We're going to control you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We're going to program you to believe that a guy or a girl with a badge has authority over you to tell you what to do. And then when we tell police officers, bitch, you work for me. You're in the seat that you're in because I placed you there.
Yeah. But
and you see it all over
social
social media.
And if someone breaks the law, you need a law enforcer to enforce.
But here's the problem. But Emma, here's the problem. Mm-hmm. Who created the law?
The government.
And what is the government comprised of?
It's supposed to be comprised of us.
I put my arms up like, see?
Right.
What I'm saying?
That's the thing that always trips me out about this conversation.
I'm not getting paid for this.
But that's the thing that always trips me out about this conversation, though. It's like, if you know that essentially you are the government and you don't like what's going on in the government, what do you need to do to help change the government? I feel like everybody just stops once they basically come to this conclusion. It's like, all right, that's a nice idea. It's a nice idea. But if you really feel it's a problem, as a decent human being, wouldn't you want to do the best you can to fix the problem or do the best you can to alleviate the problem so it doesn't affect the next person? But I feel like a lot of people are so selfish this day and age where they have this sort of mind where everything is against them and everything is out to get them. In actuality, you're boring as shit. You have no life, you're not interesting, and nobody really wants to watch what you're doing. Nobody gives a fuck that you go off in the woods and
jerk off to the trees.
Right.
I mean, that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do, then that's what the fuck you want to do.
If you put your head you put your forehead on a redwood and just knock one off, that's your business.
That's what you do.
That's cool. Like, that's what you want to do.
If you want to record it, if you want to record it on yourself or you doing that shit, you knocking over a redwood, that's cool too. But I promise you, I don't want to see it. Most people don't want to see it. I mean, you don't actually. It always trips me out. The people who feel that the government is against, I'm like, yo, what are you doing in your life? Like, you're unemployed, or you have this completely uninteresting job. You're not really activating yourself. You're living in your parents' basement, and all you do is talk shit about people. But yet you think the government is interested in finding out what the hell you're doing? It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are a little extra, right? Like, when they're like, yo, you know, the government is trying to, like, see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just trying to protect my family. Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is this, right? All I'm saying is this. We have to understand. We put these people in power.
Yes.
And I'm not angry at what happened January 6th. What I want to say, what the culture is pissed off about what happened January 6th is that we know if it was a bunch of us that did it, we would have been gunned the fuck down. That's what it was that we understand. We understand if it was us that did the exact same thing, scaling the walls, running into different offices and grabbing, we would have been gunned down with the swiftness. All right. And we know that. So this is why we're angry at it. Right. But I want people to understand.
We wouldn't. First of all,
have done that. No, we wouldn't have done
we
that.
haven't even thought about that shit.
No,
we didn't even think about it as a possibility. It takes people who are used to basically bumping the government on a regular basis, who are constantly like, yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want to do in life. And, you know, I could do it. Those are the ones who feel that they have the right to go there and do exactly what they did.
Right.
We are still trying to get past police officers and police violence and you know, we're trying to, like, the stages to it. We're not there yet.
But the cool thing is, they showed us that it can be done.
Yes, absolutely.
They showed us.
You know what? We ain't going to have an opportunity to do it now.
They showed us this possibility. They showed us that it's something that needed to be done. Yeah. Like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what it was, but I understand the message. Maybe they don't even understand the message that they sent by doing it, but I understand the message. What you're telling me is we are the ones that are in control and not them, and we need to remind them that you're not in control. We are. See, you're the people that sit down and sign legislation and bills to send 18 and 19-year-old kids off the war to die. You're the ones that do that, but you're not there. You're not being shot at. You're not pushing your friend's guts back into his stomach. You're not seeing your friends blown up by ID. You're not seeing that. You just signed the paperwork to make that happen.
Are we talking about the Hill, or are we talking about local government?
We're talking about the government in its entirety. Right? We're talking from congressmen and women. You know,
we do have a lot of prior military and members in Congress.
Right. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, let's look back at medieval times when the king actually rode out and went to war with his troops.
Yeah.
Presidents ain't doing it. Exactly. Presidents ain't doing it.
Guns and bombs change a lot of shit, bro.
Exactly. That ain't happening. I'm not out there with you. Right? I'm not out there with you.
A sniper rifle changes the complexity of the whole war.
Right. I'm not out there kicking up with you.
Right.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I got a lot of you guys for a reason. So I'm gonna chill up here and play this PlayStation, and y'all let me know what happens. All right?
Oh man, yeah.
And it's crazy, but you know, like I said, I'm not agreeing with what transpired, but I do understand the frustration of, you know, why it was done, and it does send a message like, no,
because we were trying to change the result. Well, there were 6,000 people that decided they can try to change the results of election, and they were led by a demagogue who felt that he was robbed in some sort of way, even though they found out it was one of the most fair elections of all time. But if you have bad leadership, they're gonna force you to make bad decisions, and their leader was one that basically broke every rule that there is and got away with it, and this is another one. So I'm gonna chalk it up to poor leadership, and
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
All I'm saying is, you know, like I said, to piggyback right, to bounce right back. Read the book, The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larken Rose. Read the book, and you know, see what you get from it. Understand that we give human beings power over us, and at the end of the day, they are human beings. Like I used to say to, you know, sergeants and lieutenants and majors and to one 2-star general, my shirt comes off when I get off work, and I'm a man like you. Watch your fucking mouth. Like, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. Watch your mouth, bro. I'm still a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
This false little power you believe you have over me, when that shirt comes off, when that little shiny tin badge goes down on the floor, you're still a man. In the words of the great late Biggie Smalls, niggas bleed just like us. Picture me being scared of a man that
Can't
looks
disagree. There's a lot of
breathe the
them that got
same air
this
as
false
me.
confidence that hide behind authority,
Yeah.
and it's a listen. Power is
Mm.
one of the most addictive things that you can ever experience. Love
That's
and power, and
that's a
once
fact.
you get it, you don't want to get rid of that shit. Period.
That's a fact.
And
That's a fact.
we just as we have given authority and power to a badge, to a uniform, and some people have gotten this false idea of what it is, on what power and authority is, versus what we in nature used to call it, pure strength or just dominating one person. They
Yeah.
basically taking it to another level, and I completely agree with that. You got dickheads in every
No
profession
matter
that are
what.
abusing their authority, no matter what. No matter what. I mean, they could be a pastor at a church. It doesn't matter. Like,
That's
but
facts. That's facts.
power, man, it's addictive, bro. And just in America, the ones who've benefited and they now have put themselves in position of power, it's tough to get rid of. It's first of all, they don't want to get rid of it, but it's tough to take, and we have to figure out what we need to do to come together to unite as a people. If we don't like something, come together, figure out how much power we have, and then use it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I've said this before, and I remember having this conversation even when I was locked in. Man, I said, do you know the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business, right? Do you understand if, let's be realistic, the NFL is predominantly right? And I'm sorry to certain Dominicans, you're black. In that weird classification that is black, not the color, but in that classification that they utilize, you are that. You know what I'm saying? You're of us as well. I know you might no papi me no black, but you are. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If we were to sit there and say we no longer want to entertain you until you do XYZ to better this, this, and this, they would have no choice.
Yeah, those are player strikes.
Like, let's be
You tend to
realistic.
have them like every 10 years.
Yeah.
They have no problem with, well, some players have no problem. The ones who are actually being paid properly, they have
Right.
no problem sitting out if they need to be. But there's others that essentially they're making the minimum wage. They're fighting for a job. Those are the ones that are basically saying, look, I don't care what I need to do. I just need to make sure that my family's okay. So I need to get up on that field and play. So whatever they pay me, I'm cool with. And it becomes an internal struggle. But yeah, that's player strikes, man. I mean, we typically have them in every league where they feel that they're being denigrated or they're not getting a large enough piece of the pie. I feel like the NBA has done the best job. Well, it's not just me that feels that way, but they've done the best job of at least trying to supply some of that equity back to the players. With
Really?
the NFL, they just yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, it's all about the shield with the
I
NFL.
mean, run, hop, jump, and
Right.
make my money. Shut up.
Right. I mean, you got a
Block
helmet
that
on.
guy.
Nobody knows what you look like when you take that helmet off.
Yeah, no one cares. All right, they just know
Right.
you.
It's all
But
it's
guess
all
what? We
it's
can
all about that
replace
logo
you.
and that shield.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
can put another body in that same number.
Yup.
We can put another
Nobody
body
seen.
in that same number. And that's
Nobody
the
seen.
fact. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound all like super black progress and all of that, because I still got a lot of growing to do. I still have a lot of understanding that. Yeah, but I've learned, like, I'm taking, like, this year I've taken on this attitude of I'm not going to disrespect another black man, right? I'm not going to do it on a platform. I'm not going to do it in public. If I have an issue with another black man, I'm going to pull that man to the side and be like, yo, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, but I will never do it in a loud form, and I hope that we all adopt something like that. Am I going to be perfect at it? No. I mean, I allegedly tried to kill somebody. So, I mean, who the hell am I to talk? You're like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to be a black guy too. So it's like, oh, black guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black crime, stop it. But what I'm saying is, all jokes to the side, is just I want to be better, you know, and I want to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
But in the same effect, we have to understand. Like I said, I love when I'm walking somewhere and I see another brother or another sister, and I say, "How you doing?" They go, "How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister?" I love that vibe, and I hope we can expand on that vibe and make it such a bigger thing, because it's such, the narrative is that we beef with each other, and you see this stuff online, and you see these young kids, you know, sliding for their homies and shooting each other and all of this. I'm not saying, you know, let's just put our guns down and just kumbaya on hands. I know that's not gonna happen, because the other brothers are doing the same thing. It's just they control the media, so they'll show us doing it more than them. That's just exactly what it is.
Exactly.
They control the media. You know what I mean? So when I say they, that's what I mean. The other brothers, right? When I say they, when I say them, that's what I'm talking about. The ones that control the media and control the news, they will show us doing violence to each other less than them doing violence to themselves, and less than them doing violence to us. They will hide that. Every now and then they'll show a few little things to spur us up, to make us wild out and go and loot and burn some stuff down. In a sense, it's still our own neighborhood. I will challenge my people to do this. If and when that happens again, go to their neighborhoods and burn their shit down.
Oh, the last rights, bro. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, they burn down Beverly Hills. They burn down.
Yeah,
they
go to their shit.
Down, right. Downtown. Yeah.
We coming for your shit. We not fucking our shit up no more.
Right.
That own the barbershop, we ain't fucking with him. He cool. Alright?
Sure,
he chill. He ain't never been a problem for me. But you that own that bistro up there on 95th, yeah, I'm coming for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming for it. But like I said, man, it's just we really do need to learn how to be better. And I know it's probably an age-old thing, and it's just, oh yeah, man, y'all always talk about y'all gonna do better. Y'all always, that's a fact. We always talk about. But I just feel like the only way we will be able to talk about doing better is if we understand how great we were. And the youth don't know how great we were. Like I had the conversation, like we were talking about earlier when I said, you know, about Moses and all of that, and not knowing the book of coming forth today by night. Just a little subtle thing. You remember the movie The Mummy?
Which one?
Brendan Fraser, The Mummy.
Okay.
Not Tom Cruise, The Mummy. Not Tom Cruise, The Mummy, but Brendan Fraser, The Mummy, right? Brendan Fraser was doing this thing. You remember the villain's name? The bad guy's name was what? Imhotep, right?
Yeah.
And the book that brought him back was the Book of the Dead. You see how they perverse our history? Yeah. The book was called the Book of the Dead. The real book, the Book of the Dead, is actually called the Book of Coming Forth Today by Night. It's not an evil book, right? But in Hollywood, they made it seem evil. The character Imhotep, he's a villain, but the real Imhotep redirected the Nile. He's the one that redirected the Nile. The man was a master of astrology. But they made his name synonymous with villainy. You see how they twist our history. So it's up to us to teach our kids the truth. They'll tell you, oh yeah, Egypt, and they show you these pictures in these movies of Caucasian pharaohs. That didn't happen until, if I'm correct, the 18th dynasty. When we got invaded, like for the last time. They don't talk about the queen that fought back colonization in Ethiopia. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about how when the Europeans were shitting in buckets and going through dysentery and dying, we were in our 10th dynasty doing our damn thing. They don't talk about they got aqueducts and bath houses and all that from us. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about, not even talking about just my people, they won't even teach you that Asians are the ones that gave Europeans the concept and the understanding of a toothbrush. They won't talk about that. You see what I'm saying? So let's understand, they'll tell you When I say you, I'm talking to my Asian brothers and sisters. I'm talking to my African brothers and sisters. Wherever you identify, they'll tell you that you were the savage, but they were the savages. They learned civilization from us. They'll tell you that Hippocrates was the father of medicine, but Hippocrates went to Kemet to be educated in medicine. How could he be the father of something that he had to learn? They don't tell you that. They don't talk about the Moors ruling Spain for over 700 years. They don't talk about that. We built the first colleges and universities. Socrates and Plato talk about how they were educated 15 years in Africa. They don't teach you these things because they don't want you to know the power that you truly have. So they want to hide it from you. And we, when we learn it, instead of us teaching it, we gatekeep it and don't tell each other the shit and try to act like, well, I know more than you and you don't know my brother. No, how about you tell me, my brother? Educate me. Point me in the way. Point me. Give me the book. Tell me the book to read. If I choose to not read it, that's on me, but point me in that direction. We're the ones with the power. We're the ones with the knowledge. We are, like I've said it before and I'll keep saying it, we are the fathers and mothers of this earth. We are the bringers of life. They are now showing, sketches of what Adam might have looked like. Big whoop, he turned out to be a black guy. Duh. Duh. You've been force feeding this white Jesus to me, you know what I'm saying, and to my ancestors. But let's be realistic. What pale-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy is gonna walk around the desert barefoot, bro, and not get sunburned?
Oh, so hot.
Come on, son. Like,
Oh my God.
how do you drink sunscreen yet? Dude. Like, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
man.
I said, man, we are the ones that are denying our own history. We are the ones that are being ignorant to our own history. Like I've heard it before. The best way to hide information from a nigga is to put it in a book.
Well, we can't get mad at anybody else for that. I mean, if we don't want to read,
We don't want to read it.
Yeah.
You don't got the energy to sit down and learn something. It's about you.
But I feel like it's more about relatability. Like you were throwing out names, but I'm just like, why would I remember that? And I'm just thinking about the generations after. How does it relate to them? I mean,
You're right.
at least I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, at least with Socrates, there's a trail. There's a written trail that leads to what they're learning today. So I'm just trying to figure out, because without an idea on why they need to know this information or how it relates to what they're doing, then we're not going to remember. We're going to choose not to remember. We're going to feel like it's just wasted information, just information that I may just use to maybe throw back in somebody's face one day, but how is it useful to me? So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, for me, it's shout out to my man Tino. He's the one that sent these books to me and said, "Yo, read this.
Dope.
Let me know what you think about it." You know what I'm saying? And I read it and I was just like,
appreciate it.
I didn't know that. Like I remember the amount of anger that I felt was the equivalent of the first time I saw the movie American History X. You ever seen that movie, American History? Edward Norton.
Yeah, when he curb stomped him, bro.
That movie, I didn't even know.
I didn't even know, bro. I had no idea.
And I want people to understand. I want to give you context, people. I had just came to America, so I was just now experiencing racism. Something that's already existed for you guys, I was now experiencing it. I was now learning the history of this country and sitting down watching this movie. Shout out to my pops for whatever it may be. Shout out to my pops, bro, for making me watch that movie, because it sparked something inside of me I didn't even know was there. Like, it sparked a pain inside of me. Like, why were they like this to us? We're the same people. And then I had to hear my pop say it, and I had the other, but we're not, though. Like, what do you mean? Don't we have the same blood and the same genetics? But mentally, we different. Mentally, we're on a different level. And I didn't understand it. So we have to understand, and it's not to me, it's not a segregation thing, and it's not, oh, white people should be black people, black people. It's not that. It's just we have to understand who we are first.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
We have to understand that. We have this idea, the narrative is always, when you think of Africa, is always some skinny ass, big headed kid with a sucked in stomach and a fly falling on his eye. But that's not the case. It's just been ingrained in our brains to believe that Africa is poor.
Shout out to Nigeria, bro. They are going through
Shout out to
revolutions
Ghana.
right now. Ghana, yeah.
Shout out to Ghana. Like,
Bro.
they telling us come home.
Yeah.
They said, yo, come home.
Yo.
Citizenship, come through. Like, let's think about this. Like, we have, like, if you really just take a step back, right? I remember I saw a video of a dad showing his kids Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. And the little girl, she had to be like 6, 7 years old. She said, that's when they walked on the moon. He's like, yeah, baby, I remember when I was a kid and I saw this. It was amazing. What do you think? She says, who put the camera there? Blew his mind. He didn't think of that. Grown-ass man didn't stop to think, who put the camera there to record the man coming off the ship? But a 6-year-old said, if it's the first time him stepping on the moon, who put the camera there? Right? So when you ask that question, it comes back the same for us. How can we sit here and downplay who we are? Who put the idea in our heads that we weren't something? Who put the idea in our heads that we didn't matter? Who put the idea in our heads that we came from nothing? When in fact we come from kings and queens and inventors and scholars and astrologists and physicists and we're it. We were it. We were the first ones. But they don't want you to know that.
Says the cameras were mounted on the Apollo lunar module and the Apollo command module to film the moon landing.
Right.
It was mounted on the right-hand window of the Eagle left lunar module. This camera filmed Neil Armstrong one small step. It was later repositioned to film the astronauts' work on the moon.
Did you see what the rover's made of? You know, a dude remade that entire thing, buying stuff from like Walmart.
No,
like a lawn chair, an umbrella. Yeah, it's like a lawn chair, an umbrella. He's like, yo, he rebuilt the exact same thing. He's like, yo, miss me with that bullshit. He's like, bro, I don't believe it. It's so obvious. So they made a movie with Scarlett Johansson, Fly Me to the Moon, about how they faked the moon landing.
Yeah, a movie.
They're telling you, yo, we lied to you. Ha ha.
Yeah, in the film. It's a film. We can't let Hollywood shape our thoughts, man. It's just supposed to be entertaining. Come on.
I guess they're paying you too, huh? Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to like feed into the conspiracy theories, so let me stop.
Man.
I'm just gelling.
I appreciate you, bro.
I'm just gelling. Let me stop. All right. Let me stop.
Oh,
all right.
Great.
Like, let me stop. I'm not even going to do that. Like I'm not even going to sit here and feed into people's delusions because that's going to start some shit. I don't want to do it. But no, seriously, like, I really do just want us to understand that. Like, just understand who we are and the greatness that we really come from. And when I say we, I mean, it's the same thing for you so-called Latinos, you know, where they classify you as Latinos and they classify you as Hispanic. The Tainos, the Arawaks, the Caribs, they were their own people, and then we were introduced. All right, when we were traveling, there's another book that I hope people read. They Came Before Columbus by Ivan von Sertima. It talks about us as Africans traversing the currents and traveling the entire world, traversing the world hundreds of years before Columbus. Right, this is where you get the Olmecs from in South America. The Olmecs. This is where they see black Indians, but they will call black Indians. Like we've been around and we've been on every continent. Let's like we've been there.
Migrated
So
a long time.
right. So when I say Tainos and Arawaks and Caribs, we family. I'm from Trinidad, bro. The two tribes there was the Arawaks and the Caribs. Like, what you talking about? Like, I literally descend from Arawaks. Like, I know that. You know what I'm saying? My moms could trace her lineage back to the Moors in Spain. And then from the Moors that inhabited Spain at the time that they ruled Spain, she traces it back into Ethiopia. So, like, I know.
Yeah, I did a 23andMe.
No. We knew 23andMe. We did the people, the family that be talking to me, right? We did the what we did, the
Look
history
at all the
passed.
birthdays in the Bible.
The information passed down by speaking, how it was done. You know what I'm saying? How it was done. You know, her great grandmother spoke to her great grandmother to her great grandmother to her grandmother to her mother to her mother, and my mother's like that information's been passed down to us. Yeah, like it's real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real spit. Like so I'm fortunate for that, to know that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to dig into that, you know, deeper, but I'm just afraid. I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about giving my DNA out, man. I don't want to be like 80 years old and like a 20-year-old me runs by with a gun and say like, move, nigga, after he just shot some European delegate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's creepy. Like,
that's the other thing. I never even got that. Like, everybody... It trips
I
me
don't
out
want a
because,
Gemini
like,
man.
I don't want to clone. Like, I don't want them to clone me. I'm like...
I don't want a Gemini man happening, all right? I don't want a Gemini man.
If they're gonna clone anybody in the world, it will be you. Like,
all I'm saying is this.
I'm
How
not
about
saying specifically you. I'm just
no,
saying
I'm just saying. What if you're like 85 years old, you near death? They're like, yeah,
that would be dope. I would
right?
love to see
Yeah,
me,
and you in
a
your wheelchair
25-year-old version of me.
And you hear gunshots, bang, bang, bang. People screaming. You trying to move your chair out the way, and you run by. A 20-year, you move, nigga.
Like, first of all, that'd be dope. Second of all, they knew it wasn't me. I'm in a wheelchair. It was a younger man that did the shooting. He's the one that went across. Oh yeah, get that younger version of me. I mean, he's obviously dumb. He wasn't raised right. So yeah, take him off the streets. It ain't me. I ain't do that shit. I mean, so it
maybe he was raised to murder.
Matter.
Like, I mean, he was supposed to be an assassin, like young Will Smith, bro, man.
I mean, you could say the same thing if you have kids and you decide you don't want to raise them, bro.
Yo, you know what's funny? We was just having this conversation, right? We was talking about my mom was just telling my girl, she was like, I always knew something was wrong with this boy since he was a child. My mom said it. She was like, I knew he was just wrong. Like, shout to my mom said it like, but she said it in a way like you know, I know, you know, he wasn't all the way right. You know what I'm saying? There's some darkness in that child. And it's funny because I remember, like, the last time I spoke to my daughter, she was 5. Her mother was like, oh, you need to have a conversation with her. I'm like, what? See, this is how you know I'm old. When we do this, this right here.
Oh, shit. Bro. Oh, shit. I didn't even catch that. I'm used to that shit.
Old shit. Yeah. Because you're supposed to be like this, right? Because you're holding the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be like this. I'm like this. Like, so you know I'm old. But anyways, I digress, right? So she's like, you need to talk to your daughter. So I'm like, what happened? She's like, tell your father what you did. I'm like, baby, what'd you do? She said, nothing. I said, what'd you do? She said, I took the fish out the fish bowl. I'm like, why would you take the fish out the fish bowl, baby? I wanted to see it die. Dang. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, whoa. Instantaneously, I had a vision of my 5-year-old daughter.
No cats, bro.
Yeah, instantaneously, I had a vision of my 5-year-old daughter taking the fish out, putting it on the table, and just doing this. And the fish just, and she just watching the fish with a dead expression, like. And I was like, damn. Jesus. I was like, damn. And I told her, baby, you can't do that. And she said, why? I said, because it's not good. She said, I just wanted to know death. I'm like, shit. That's my baby crazy like me. Like, the darkness spread to her. The sins of the father don't just go to the son. They go to the daughter too. like, oh shit, like, damn. You know what I mean? But it's just, but we had a conversation. And like I said, I think it falls on the parents.
Facts.
We have to communicate with our children because they're going to raise adults that's going to come into this world that's going to represent us as a people, and we have to raise them right. We have to give them the correct information.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. We have
to experience first. I mean, because one thing we tend to do is just give information and shit that we don't even understand, and expect them to go out and find the answer. Then get mad when they don't. It's like, how are they supposed to know something when they haven't even been taught? You know, so you're just basically throwing them out to the wolves and expecting them to
survive, nigga.
Right.
Like you tough. You hit him with the camera. You tough. Right?
Yeah.
Damn, B.
But we don't have the courage ourselves to go out and experience something ourselves so because I feel like children best learn through watching. So when you're actually going through that experience, when you're actually learning as you go, when you're actually taking the moment to process how to deal with the problem, they see that. They don't just base off of what you told them. They see how you experienced it, how you handle it, and then they form their ideas on how to handle a situation moving forward. So yeah, man, I totally agree with you, man. It all goes back to parenting. It all we don't take enough responsibility.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like I am impressed daily. I am super impressed with the young woman my daughter has become and is growing to. I'm super impressed. Yeah, I am incredible, man. I am super impressed with. Job, I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm super impressed with my stepdaughter. She's such a cool person. Like you know, she's 12. Her birthday just passed, and she's just like, you know, I remember like I'm watching TV, and she came out like, "You're loud. I'm trying to sleep. I got school in the morning." Do you know what time it was?
That's dope.
Do you know what time it was when she said this to me?
What time is it?
8:15.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
What?
We haven't even got through The Simpsons yet. I mean,
that's my girl. She's raised
prime time, just kicking off. I mean,
like what do you mean? I'm like, it's mad early, son. Like, I'm also like, it's mad early, son.
What?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? It's mad early, B.
4 o'clock suppers, you know.
Yeah, like, she was like, yo, can I stay up late tonight since it's my birthday? Yo, knock it, yo, do your thing. I'm thinking late, like 2-3 o'clock. This motherfucker checked out at 9:30. Like that was late. Like did my late stay up? No. Like that's cool as hell. We need more.
We live. Yeah, absolutely.
I lived the life. Get up to 9:30. Woo, exhausted. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like we really need to empower our kids. I saw something with what's his name? What's his name? What's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother? His brother.
Omar Gooding.
Omar Gooding. Mm-hmm. I saw something and he was 100% right. He said he didn't know exactly what he was capable of until his mother said it. Mm-hmm. Like mothers don't really realize how powerful their words are to their sons. Yeah. And you know, he was like, and the dude, and he was like, what do you mean? He's like, he's like on the show that he was on, he's like, the dude hit on his moms. You know what I'm saying? The dude was 20, he was like 17, the dude hit on his moms. And she said, I had to check him, like, you know what I'm saying? You would fuck him up. He said, when my mom saw me, son kicked it to her, I wasn't even thinking I'm gonna beat this dude up. I was like, damn, that's messed up, that's crazy. But when she said, you better watch your mouth for my son fuck you up, then he's, I have to fuck this nigga up. His moms gave him that confidence, like, yo, I could beat this nigga up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And then I sat down and I thought about all the times my mother said these things to me. I remember when the kid down the street beat me up and took my slippers. It's my slippers, nothing crazy. You know, she said, boy, shut your damn mouth. Stop crying. Crying ain't gonna fix nothing. Check that. Speak without the crying. And so I was on the swing, and she's like, "Fake, hold on." I was I was on the swing, and then he came and like punched me and took my slippers. And she's like, "What you gonna do about it?" I said, "What you mean I'm gonna do it?" She's like, "You gonna get your slippers back?" Kid was bigger than me. I didn't know I could get my. She's like, "You gonna get your slippers back because you gonna whoop his ass." I'm like, "I'm gonna get my slippers back and whoop his ass." I just thought I took an L, but my mom told me you ain't take an L. You better go get that back.
Yeah.
And I went back, and guess what? I got my ass whooped again. But my brother, my older brother came and then beat him up and got my slippers back. But the point is, the point is, she gave me the confidence to go do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Like a lot of people be like, "Yo, a woman can't raise a man." No, a weak woman can't raise a man. An insecure woman can't raise a man.
Okay.
But a secure woman, a confident, smart, and strong woman could raise a man. I know. My mother did. She did it 3 times over. So I know. So
Shout out to
you look
moms,
at
man. Damn.
shout out to me, man. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's the same thing when you sit there and say a man can't raise a woman. You're bugging. You gotta think about it. A woman will teach a man how to respect her and respect himself. A man will teach his daughter how to respect herself and how to respect a man. Like I remember teaching my daughter how to sit down in a skirt. Cause she was 2, 3 years old. She's sitting there, what's up, yo? Diapers on. What's up, son? Like, baby, no, you can't do that. You gotta pull your dress down, straighten it out, cross your feet when you sit down. Like, you gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? I had to teach her that. I taught my daughter that. I taught my daughter these things. You know what I'm saying? And there are fathers out there who are doing it on their own, who are dealing with the periods and probably panicking like, oh my God, she got a period, and I don't know what to get. I'm gonna say this right now. The dads out there, daughters that are just getting their period, get her a pad. Do not get her tampons. Get her a pad. You should not be teaching your 11-year-old or 12-year-old child how to stick something inside of her body.
Okay.
Get her.
All right.
No,
Wow.
for real. For real. For real. Like that's always been an area of contention for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I never agreed with that. Like they're too young.
Okay.
Tampons are something that should come later on in life. You're a boy dad. You don't know nothing
Yeah, I
about
was
that.
about to say. Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that. You don't know
Universe
nothing
knew what
about
it's doing. Give me boys, boy.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
As a girl dad, like that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is we are the architects
Hmm.
of our children's future in their minds. Let's do it the correct way.
Wow.
Do it the correct way. Just communicate with your kids.
That's
Speak to
right.
them. But don't just speak to them. Listen to them.
Right.
You'll be amazed at what they know and what they
Have a
understand
real
and what they can deal with.
conversation.
Yeah. Respect them.
Right.
Respect your children, bro. Respect that they're not as dumb as you think. You know what I mean? Like, you think your kid's, oh, it's just a kid, he doesn't know. But then your kid will come in there and be like, oh, well, basically your firewall is down and you just need to do this and reset your IPN and then your VPN will be up. There you go, mom. And you're like, how the fuck? Yeah. Okay. So if they can figure that out, they can understand why mommy and daddy don't want to be together no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect them.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, like, you
Respect.
never,
Don't yield to your child, but respect them.
no, but
Yeah.
respect them.
Right.
It
Okay.
goes a long way. It's it's just so crazy because like I remember when my daughter was like 16, she did. I don't remember what it was she did, but you know she thought I was gonna scream on her. Like she thought like she got on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's going on? She was, what's up? I'm like, yo, talk to me. What's going on? And I could hear in her voice like, what you mean? What happened? What's your side of the story? Talk to me. Like, tell me what happened so I can understand.
Yeah.
And she's like, me like what I think? Yeah. Yeah. She was like, huh? Like she didn't understand, like, because she's never been given that opportunity. And I'm like, damn,
Sometimes
I
they
must.
just give you so only to speaking with their peers when it comes to conversations like
Right.
that.
So just respect. I'm not here to
Absolutely, absolutely.
tell somebody how to be a parent. I'm just saying, just give your kid that respect, man.
Right.
Give them that respect. They know more than we do. And I think as a parent, we tend to forget we were that age. Somehow we get to the age we are and we forget we were that age.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Right. Right.
I've
Right.
never
Right.
forgotten. Like I've never forgotten. That's why I think it's easy for me to have a conversation with my daughter or talk to my nephews and nieces and shit because they be like, hey, man, Uncle Jay, you just know everything. Like you get it. I'm like, yeah, because I ain't really grow up yet. So
That's what I'm saying, bro.
yeah,
I'm still
I'm
a
still
big ass
working on it.
kid, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I'm doing the
still
best I
working
can.
on it.
The best I
Yeah,
can to be a grown up, but
I'm
life is
trying.
hard, bro.
Yeah,
Life is hard.
yo,
Sometimes you just wanna,
in the
spoil your
word
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle side.
X, yo, in the words of Chucky from the Rugrats, man, I'm tired of these sponsorabilities, bro. I do not like these sponsorabilities, bro. Mad sponsorabilities, yo. Yo, I was jailing on my stepdaughter, right?
Uh-huh.
She came home and was like, yo, how was school? She said, school was good. I'm like, ha ha. I was like, ha ha. No, I'm like, ha ha. You got homework. She was like, ha ha. You have responsibilities and bills. I'm like, oh. You win. Like, what else could I
Right,
say to
there's
that?
nothing else you
Like,
can say.
you
That's why you
right.
don't want to be an adult yet.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You won that argument, man. Like that's just crazy to me. But nah, like I said, man, let's just be real with our children. Let's just be real with ourselves as a people. Let's just come together.
Understand that you got bills and
Understand.
responsibilities. That's crazy. That's beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
she won that.
Yeah, facts for
She
sure.
won that. Like I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna like throw
Oh,
some cold water on her when she's sleeping or some shit. I gotta get back. I gotta get my get back. But
oh wow.
I will say this, man. As a people, I think we just need to work on coming together because, like I said, with Thumper from Ants, Thumper represents the racists, the bigots, the people that want to see us divided. Thumper represents that, and we are the ants that don't recognize our true power and strength. And we need to come together and stop dividing ourselves and keeping ourselves separate. I truly believe in that. I hope that it would happen. It might not happen in our lifetime. Maybe it'll happen in our children's lifetime. But I think we can control so much and dictate how this world goes for the future generations if we just put aside our stupid, petty differences. We would be better for it. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Bruh.
That's it.
If that
That's
was a
it.
Schwartz in a quote, I don't know what else is, man.
My shot, you know what? Do you have a shot? Do you have a
I,
shot?
I,
You
not
don't?
today, bro.
Okay,
Not
you know
today.
what? I do.
I'll get back to you next week, but not today.
Okay. Well, I will say this, man. This has been the first episode of Banter and Bullshit for 2025. Next week we will have a really special guest, a young man that is a doctor and is doing a lot of dope things, and I can't wait to sit down and talk to this brother. But for a shots in the quote,
about these back pain. I'm like, yo, can you give me a prescription? Just
Here you go. Here you go. See, it's like a Negro. Negro he want to hook up. Yeah, he needs some Percocets. Like, what's up? Hey, to get some perks. Some Oxycontins was good, son. Like, all I'm gonna say is this, right? It doesn't matter what year we go into. I'm tired of resolutions. I'm tired of us waiting for us to create a resolution. Let your resolution every single day that you wake up to do something, a small change in your life to make you better for your family, for your community, and for your people. Let that be your resolution. And when you resolute to do that, you will resolve the problems within your own life that will transcend down and ripple out to your family, to your people, to your community. Salute.
Beautiful, man. Love you, bro. I'm Mr. Keys, open doors in my key.
I am Trinidad and Tobago's son, UNC's nephew, Carter YOUNG.
We love y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Please, please tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week.
As always, man, this is Banter and Bullshit, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. Do better, be better. Yeah.
Be better, people. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. We out.
Yes,